There's a hormone most doctors never test for, and its absence is the reason your body keeps forming cysts. This hormone is produced by the pituitary gland. Its job is to initiate fat digestion, and when it's not being made in sufficient amounts, saturated fat cannot be broken down regardless of how healthy the rest of your digestion seems. So we're going to introduce a certain hormone. This hormone we're talking about is called Lipotropic hormone. Most people have never heard of it, and it doesn't come up in standard PCOS conversations, but it's the first domino in the entire fat digestion process. Here's what it does. Before the digestive enzymes in your liver, your pancreas, your intestines can even begin working on saturated fat, the lipotropic hormone has to split that fat first. Think of it as a key that unlocks the process. Without it, the enzymatic chain that follows has no starting point. Okay? So once the lipotropic hormone does its job, 3 specific enzymes take over in sequence. First, the liver releases emulsification enzyme, which is breaking down things in the bile that breaks fat into smaller droplets so the next enzymes can reach it. Second, pancreatic lipase works on those droplets, breaking the fat down further. Third, intestinal lipase finishes the job at the level of the small intestines, preparing the fat for absorption. All of these steps have to happen in order. Each one depends on the previous one being completed, but none of them can even begin if the lipotropic hormone hasn't fired first. When the lipotropic hormone is insufficient, the entire chain stalls at step 0. The fat enters the digestive system, nothing processes it, and the body has to deal with what is left. What happens with this undigested fat? Undigested saturated fat specifically doesn't just sit in the gut. Over time, it breaks down into a mixture of degraded tissue, water, cellular debris, oil, and gases. This becomes the sludge or the filth that the body has to manage. The body's response, as we covered in the first PCOS video, is the wall that material off as cysts. It walls it off. One cyst, then another, and as long as lipotropic hormone is insufficient and fat continues to be undigested, the body will keep building new containment structures, these cysts. This is why ovarian cysts keep returning after surgery. The surgery removes the cysts. The pituitary gland is not producing enough lipotropic hormone. The fat is still going undigested, and this filth, the sludge, is still forming. The body creates a new cyst, and the cycle just keeps repeating. Pituitary gland doesn't stop producing the lipotropic hormone randomly. It stops producing it because it doesn't have what it needs to make it. The pituitary gland requires 3 specific inputs to produce this hormone properly. Thermal energy, actual heat inside of the body that drives metabolic processes. The actual heat inside the body that drives metabolic processes. Well-combined amino acids, the protein building blocks in the right combination, and specific vitamins that act as cofactors in the production process. When any of these inputs are chronically low or absent, lipotropic hormone production slows down or stops. And most people eating a modern diet, high in processed foods, low in nutrient rich foods, are not giving the pituitary gland what is needed consistently. Then people have surgeries. Let's be clear about ovarian cyst surgery. What it actually does, it removes the pouch the body built to contain the undigested material. It does not address the fact the body cannot digest saturated fat. It does not restore lipotropic hormone production. It does not give the pituitary the raw materials it's been missing. The factory producing the sludge, the filth, keeps running. The body starts building new storage, and most women are never told this is why. So what do we need to happen instead? The goal is to support your pituitary gland and producing the lipotropic hormone again. so it can start producing it. And then to remove the saturated fat load so the body isn't dealing with more undigested material than it can manage. That means two things working together: giving the pituitary gland the inputs it needs and reducing the saturated fat coming in so the digestion system has a real chance to catch up. Your body is not broken down. There is a specific mechanism that has broken down. A hormone that's missing is raw material. When we address that, the cyst formation cycle has reason to stop. Okay? So subscribe for the next video. We're covering exactly which foods are feeding the problem and which ones support the mechanism we just described. I'm Dr. Koda, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.